So President Biden is ramping up his administration's effort to stop Russia's war in Ukraine, unveiling more than 300 new sanctions for companies and people aiding Russia's war effort as he attends the G7 summit in Italy. The meeting of world leaders comes at a pivotal political moment with recent elections in Europe and upcoming elections in both Great Britain and the U.S. Plus, there's a major news announcement that was just made. Biden and Ukrainian President Zelensky have decided to sign a bilateral security agreement at the G7 tomorrow. That will pledge a long-term defense and security deal between the two countries. Our correspondent, Patrick Reevell, joins us now from Italy. So why don't we start, Patrick, with this announcement, this security agreement? What does it mean? How will it work?
Hi, Kira. Yeah, I mean, we're waiting for President Biden to arrive here in southern Italy. He's expected to land at the airport behind me in the next few hours. And as you say, we just learned from a U.S. official that tomorrow, when President Biden meets with President Zelensky here at the G7 summit, they will sign a bilateral security agreement between the U.S. and Ukraine. What we've heard about this agreement is it's similar to other security agreements that Ukraine has with other Western countries. It doesn't mean that the U.S. will commit to sending troops to Ukraine. What it means more is that it will commit to helping develop Ukraine's military capacities. It will help develop its military production. And it will try and work with Congress in a way to try and make it more sustainable, resourcing Ukraine over the long term. What we've heard from a Ukrainian official is that they consider this to be much more substantial than many of the agreements with other Western countries, in particular that it's about this long-term development of Ukraine's industrial military base and its ability to produce its own weapons. I mean, that's obviously just one part of this big push now by the Biden administration to signal that it's going to back Ukraine in the long term. In addition, we had today these new sanctions announced. They increase greatly the risk of foreign companies doing business with sanctioned Russian entities in an effort to try and strengthen the sanctions regime against Russia. And as well, here we expect that President Biden will be, and his delegation will be negotiating with G7 partners, trying to reach an agreement on a $50 billion loan to go to Ukraine that would be funded using frozen Russian assets that are frozen in the US and in Europe. So this is a big push, all designed by G7 countries to try and signal firm standing behind Ukraine and that Vladimir Putin cannot outweigh the West's support. Kira?
All right, Patrick Reevell, appreciate it.